What is PCB? Printed circuit boards are the boards that are used as the base in most electronics, both as a physical support piece and as the wiring area for the surface mounted and socket components. Next, safety tips. Wearing safety gloves, handle solder diligently, clutter-free workstations, appropriate temperatures, utilize the ventilation system, acceptable lighting, do not put cookies or food through reflow oven. Always use proper tools. Check all connection, testing, and along with proper cleanup. Soldering precaution. First, soldering iron. Never touch the element of the soldering iron. Hold wire to be heated with tweezer or clamps. Keep the cleaning sponge wet during use. Always return the soldering into to its stand when not in use. Never put it down on the workbench. Turn unit off and unplug when not in use. Wear eye protection because solder can spit. Always wash your hands with soap and water after soldering. Next, electrical safety. Do not use soldering irons that have obvious damage to body, cable or plug. All soldering irons should have had electrical safety testing within the last 12 months. Keep the soldering station free of electrical cables to prevent damage from the heated tip. Use a grounded outlet and grounding prong if a short circuit is a possibility. Next, waste. Collect waste solder in a lidded container. Replace lid when not in use. Use solder sponge and contaminated rings should be placed in a sealable bag for disposal as hazardous waste.
I will continue with the process of making PCB. First of all, print your circuit board and create the PCB layout and print the diagram from the software. Align the circuit diagram on the paper with the circuit board. Start up your iron. Set the iron on the cotton setting and wait until it heats up. Once heat, carefully place the iron on top of the paper which is on top of the circuit board and place the iron there for about 30 to 45 seconds. After lifting the iron, put it inside carefully and take the circuit board to the nearest source of water. Start the water flow and hold the circuit board below it. Then, taking off the paper and circuit diagram will appear at the PCB board and let the board dry for at least 30 seconds. Next, we continue with etching with acid. Prepare the acid. Then, submerge the board in the acid and make sure to stir every 3 to 5 minutes. Take the board out and wash it when all the necessary copper is etched away from the board and remove the insulting drawing material used.
The next step is cutting process. The PCB was cut with a cutting tool according to the size selected. Next, we proceed with drilling process. Drilling process is done to drill hole in the PCB, then place the component inside the circuit. The size of the hole depends on the type of component used. Here we use 0.8 mm for the drill bit. Last step is soldering process. Soldering is a process of welding components to be attached to a PCB circuit. Use only well-heated soldering iron with 360 Celsius. Clean the soldering iron tip with a cleaner metal wire. Solder all the components on the PCB. Avoid overheating the components for too long because it can damage the components and the circuit. Cut off the excess wire. Lastly, check the continuity and test the circuit using the 5-volt power supply. For the conclusion, there are some of the steps that been using to create the PCB. Make sure that you follow all the steps above. This point will help you design a successful PCB.